Ahoy Super Squad! Nintendo just released a new trailer for a new Paper Mario game called Paper Mario: The Origami King. I've already watched it 15 or so times. I'm sure you guys have watched it a bunch too, and I have a lot of thoughts on the contents of that trailer, so I wanted to share them with everyone in this reaction and breakdown. You know, the Paper Mario series is in a really interesting spot right now after Color Splash. Everyone has been asking Nintendo to go back to the series' roots with its traditional RPG formula, and this surprise announcement, I think, is leaving a lot of people with questions, and that's exactly how I feel about it. Let's start with the most pressing issue, the battle system. It is definitely not the battle system from Paper Mario and Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, but in fairness, I don't think we can necessarily say it's also the battle system from Color Splash and Sticker Star. I was really surprised that Nintendo didn't show more of the battle system in the original trailer because that's kind of been the sticking point between them and the fandom, and if they have rectified it or fixed it, you'd think that they'd show it off a lot, but in reality, there was only 2 or 3 clips in the entire trailer. Nintendo did release an additional clip showing one full turn of battle on their Japanese YouTube page, and I have to say, after watching that, I'm hopeful that this is a step in the right direction. This whole ring mechanic and way of attacking enemies could be interesting if it really does add a layer of strategic value. If they do that, it looks like it's just a different way of visualizing and formatting how enemies are attacked, so I'm very hopeful that this could be a good thing, though I still have some questions about it. For one, there's a 20-second timer in the top right corner. I don't like the look of that at all because I don't really want to be rushed in a Paper Mario battle. That's something the series has never really had, so maybe it is something that will turn out to be really cool, but my initial reaction to it is kind of worrisome. I don't really think the Paper Mario series was missing a timer from battle, so we'll have to see how that ends up playing out. It looks like there is some basic progression system intact. In various shots in the trailer and from this battle clip, we can see that Mario has different amounts of HP. I'm personally hoping that's achieved through battling, not through finding upgrades or doing something else in the overworld. Really hoping that's some sort of experience system there, but hey, it is a good sign. It looks like Mario may have access to a permanent hammer and weapon attack. That would be awesome if there are no more consumable resources. I think it's too early to tell if that's the case. It's very possible they're still in the game in some form, they just weren't shown off. But I will say that even if he doesn't have any consumable resources, I think fans still have some right to be concerned. Don't get me wrong, consumable resources in Sticker Star and Color Splash were an absolutely abysmal idea, but the extent of the problems in those games' battle systems were not just limited to consumable resources and progression. One problem with those games is that you can't really target enemies or be strategic about your attacks, and the battle clip from the Japanese YouTube page showed Mario using a jump attack that hit everyone, and the cursor was on all enemies at once, so I don't know if that's just a property of his jump attack and he can hit multiple enemies, or if it's the same kind of deal as Sticker Star and Color Splash, where you don't really have any control how you execute those attacks, they just kinda happen on their own and the game chooses for you. In the trailer, the community has pointed out that an item or an attack called Shiny Boots were used. We don't know if that is just literally the name of a boot upgrade, if it's something like a badge, if it's something like a sticker or card. I'll reserve judgment on that personally. I won't lie though, again, cautiously optimistic. I'm really hopeful this is a step in the right direction and it's closer to badges, but we just don't know, and given that Sticker Star and Color Splash are the more recent entries, I'm worried but hopeful. The trailer also made it really unclear if partners are returning. This is another thing that I think if Nintendo was going to go back into the series' roots and revive, they would really want to show it off in the trailer. But again, we got mixed signals here. It looks like there might be partners. A Toad in an explorer's outfit is following Mario around through some sort of desert-like ruins. There is a Bomb that has like an introductory sequence where he introduces himself to Mario and is traveling with Mario in a completely different location, it looks like. So there's definitely some hope that there are traditional partners, but we didn't see them in battle, and that is a little worrisome. I could be misremembering here, so correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I think there was a small clip or a screenshot they released where there's a Magikoopa also next to Mario. Looks to be someone who's friendly. Not sure if that's just related to the fact that it looks like Mario is either teaming up with Bowser or Bowser Jr. this time around, which, quick tangent, that is one thing that I am very excited for. It looks like Bowser is no longer the main villain. That's a return to form that the Paper Mario series, in my opinion, really needed. So yeah, that Magikoopa, are they an ally? Are they just part of the story? Or are they a partner themselves? It was unclear, but again, something that I'm hopeful for, but not necessarily convinced is going to happen. I think Nintendo could have done themselves and the fandom a huge favor if this trailer was absolutely crystal clear on how the game is handling partners and the combat system. Sticker Star and Color Splash were not received well by the fandom, mainly for those two issues, although of course it's not limited to those two issues. And because of that, I really feel like Nintendo should have been explicit in telling us, hey, we're either going back to a system that's more reminiscent of the first two games with partners, or no, we're trying something new, but hey, here's why these new things are gonna work, and here's what makes them special. Outside of that, I will say the game looks gorgeous. It looks like it's following up on Color Splash, and that game was one of the Wii U's best looking titles in my opinion. I do wonder if Nintendo will ever go back to the style where the world is not made of full papercraft. That's definitely how I prefer it, but in no way am I saying this is bad. I think it looks great. It's absolutely stunning. And I have to say, a lot of the locales look like they're not necessarily traditional Mario biomes. It seems like they're definitely following up on Color Splash's use of unique locales. That's awesome to see, and something that makes me very excited for this title. Because Nintendo is going with a full papercraft style, I think the origami plot twist makes a lot of sense. There could be some fun there, and it could be really interesting, but we didn't get a whole lot on the story, just some introductory pieces, and you know what? That's okay. It's the first trailer. We don't need anything more than that. I think it's appropriate what they showed us, and yeah, it looks interesting. It looks very appropriate for the Paper Mario series. The music that was in the trailer was good, the dialogue that was in the trailer was good, so yeah, that's how I feel about this upcoming Paper Mario game. I am very cautiously optimistic. The Origami King looks like it's a step in the right direction. I'm really hoping that they learn their lessons from both Sticker Star and Color Splash, but man, Nintendo really should have used this trailer to be super explicit about what they were doing with the partner situation and what they were doing with the combat. Those have been the biggest two issues that the fandom has had with the last couple of titles. We have communicated that with Nintendo in a variety of ways. That's what's driving down the reception of Sticker Star and Color Splash. So from a trailer perspective, I thought this one was pretty weak. I don't think it made a great first impression, but it does have a few tidbits that leave me very hopeful. So now I'm just waiting for more information. I know this wasn't in a direct, so they couldn't really explain a lot of the different mechanics and design choices. I think we should wait for some more information or a second trailer before we decide, hey, this game is going to be good, or it's another Color Splash and Sticker Star clone with slight tweaks. I'm very hopeful. I think they can learn their lessons. Cautiously optimistic is the best way to describe how I'm feeling about this game. Hit me up in the comments, guys, with your reaction to this surprise drop from Nintendo. Let me know if you feel the same way and are cautiously optimistic, or if you have even more hope or less hope. I definitely want to know how you're feeling, because I think the Paper Mario community is going to have a lot to say about the Origami King until it releases in July. Thank you so much for watching one of my videos. It really means a lot to me that you're here. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel so we can help the Super Squad grow. I like to make content on game design and Nintendo topics, but I do other stuff too, like tier lists, personal stories, and joy charts.
I'm on some social media platforms if you'd like to get to know me better, and the links to them will be in the video description. My name is Super, and like me, I hope you'll have the chance to be super today too.